Hi, everybody. Doug Miles with you tonight as we recap the Manatee Hurricanes versus the Apopka Blue Darters state semifinal game, the 8A game, and it was not a good night for the Hurricanes. They ran into a buzzsaw tonight as the Blue Darters defeat the Hurricanes tonight by the score of 45-14. They will advance to the championship game in 8A next Friday night. They will take on the Miami Columbus team, who defeated Flanagan tonight 16-12. We'll get to more of that in just a moment, but the Manatee Hurricanes, who came into tonight's game 12-1, only losing to their the first game of the season up in Georgia, non-conference or non-district game, but since then they had reeled off 12 in a row, but they ran into a very tough team tonight who runs the single-wing offense, and they just ran right up the middle against Manatee's defense all night long. The Blue Darters jumped out to a quick 7-0 lead as Deshaun Massey, a 35-yard touchdown run with about 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and they took a 7-0 lead. Then Chandler Cox, the quarterback, a 3-yard touchdown run on their next possession, made it 14-0 late in quarter number one. Then in the second quarter, just 1 minute in, Dimitri Birch scored the first of his two touchdowns on the night, a 12-yard run, making it 21-0. And then Tyler LaRue added a 21-yard field goal late in the second quarter, making it 24-0. That's where we stood at halftime. The Hurricanes had a chance, though, in the first half. They got down to the 5-yard line of Apopka, but Sloan Drummond, the quarterback, threw an interception with time running out in the first half, and that's where we stood at halftime. In the second half, Manatee did get on the scoreboard first, a 47-yard touchdown pass from Sloan Drummond to Kelvin McKnight. McKnight had two touchdown catches on the night. That was an 8-play, 80-yard drive that made it 24-7, looking then that maybe Manatee might be able to make a run at it, but Apopka said no way. They came right back and scored themselves on their next possession of the ball. Quarterback Chandler Cox, a 4-yard touchdown run early in the fourth, making it 31-7. And then Manatee got another touchdown. Drummond to Kelvin McKnight. That was the second one of the game, a 46-yard touchdown pass, making it 31-14. But then two more scores by Apopka. Dimitri Birch, his second of the night, and then Deshaun Massey, his second of the night, made it 45-14. So congratulations to the Blue Darters, who were actually runner-up in their district and got to play the home game. Normally you would think Manatee would have gotten the home game, but that was predetermined before the year, depending on what happened in the semifinals. So Manatee had to go on the road tonight, two consecutive trips across the state up to Orlando area. But they lose tonight to the Blue Darters, who will now take on Miami Columbus, who, as we mentioned, defeated Pembroke Pine's Flanagan by the score of 16-12 tonight in the other semifinal game. That is the first trip to the finals now for Miami Columbus since 1982. So that should be a great thing for their fans to see their team take on Apopka next Friday night. That'll be the 7:07 game next Friday at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando for the 8A state championship. So nonetheless, a tough night for the Manatee Hurricanes, but a very successful season nonetheless for first-year head coach John Booth, leading his team to a record of 12-2 on the year, taking their team to the semifinals. And a lot of their players will be returning next year, so look for the Hurricanes to not fall off too much in 2015. That's the final for the State 8A Regional semifinal game, as that is the final team from our area here in Sarasota, Manatee, that is still alive in the playoffs, but a great season nonetheless. We'll be over at the Citrus Bowl next weekend covering the FHSA finals, so we'll have reports for you right here at youtube.com and at dougmilesmedia.com. Final score once again, the Apopka Blue Darters 45, the Manatee Hurricanes 14. This is Doug Miles saying thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.